Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. It's almost weird doing the update without some huge event not having happened in the last weekend, but with national seasons done and the World Championship qualifiers all settled, it's slowed down for all but the 30 or so players who will be going to Worlds in August of this year. There haven't been a ton of things that I've seen, but shoutouts to Lampy Yugioh on Twitter as always for his charts showing the OTS championships going on in Europe, because we've got a little bit of access to these charts here that showcase that we are indeed still in the current format. Shocking, I know. Kashtira is still the top dog. Dragon Link has been rising as the number 2 deck, just itching to take top spot after the inevitable Kashtira hits on whenever that ban list comes. Sprite builds remain solid, Rika Sun Avalon is still stupid good if it gets to go off, and Pearly Noir is still stupidly effective when it gets too many materials on it. It's a safe bet that there won't be a ban list before Worlds, so we're in this format for at least one more month before we all get to harass Konami's Twitter employees, as is tradition now, I suppose. In regards to upcoming YCSs, they don't start until September from what's currently known. The Team YCS in Sao Paulo will be taking place on the weekend of September 2nd and 3rd. YCS Vancouver the following weekend on the 9th and the 10th. And the weekend of the 16th and the 17th of September are where you can find yourselves in Cancun, if you feel like going to Cancun for YCS Cancun. How many times can I say Cancun? About that many times. And the last known YCS is YCS Indianapolis, which will be taking place on October 21st and 22nd, which means that we've got about a month off before, anything interesting or exciting happens. So, cool. If you want more reporting on the sorts of metagame that I can find, let me know. Otherwise, I'll have to pivot to reporting on different things to fill out the length of these episodes, huh? Like maybe some new sets. Yeah, how's that for a segue? Yeah, the full set list is now known for Duelist Nexus. The next core set we'll be getting in just a few weeks on July 27th here in the TCG. Secret rares from the set include Sleipnir, which I've already said wrong, so the Runic Farfa, level 9. The Evalzar, rank 6, is a secret rare. Sinful Spoils of the Snake Eye, that crystal beastification type card that now I'm realizing means that they're not tainted treasures, which means I can't make tainted love jokes. This fucking sucks. But that normal spell card is a secret rare. Dark Worlds Rhoda, the level 10 trade-in, and of course, Crystal God Tistina. All of them. It's super sparkly. In regards to notable ultra rares, we now know that the Unchained Link 2, Hita the Fire Channeler, the Minkenko level 9 Ritual, and 2 cards for Tistina, both the Field Spell and the Demigod. The very classic case of Konami offering some very desirable secrets right next to some very I don't hope to pull this at all, because if I get Revolution Synchron, I'm the happiest man alive. And if I pull anything in regards to like Nightmare Magician, I will become a Depressed Man. Will change my name to Depression Man because I don't want to ever pull that card. All in all, in regards to Duelist Nexus at large, I think it's a fine set. This is by no means like the best set of the year. It's not a crazy set. There are a number of cards that I'm very interested in, but there's an equal number that I'm not personally super interested in. Will it stop me from buying a box? Probably not. I have an addiction. But still, a solid like 6 out of 10, depending on your preference. The Infernobles, the new Tistina, and Revolution Synchron in specific, but nothing that's really gonna warp the metagame, you know? Why did this become a review of Duelist? I don't know. I have no clue, but it's coming out July 27th, so get ready, because if nothing else, Glow Up Bulb 2.0, Walmart edition Glow Up Bulb at home is coming to the metagame, and I'm throwing it in an Adventure Punk pile and coping just that goddamn hard. And in some other product news, it seems that there's going to be a reprint of some reprint sets. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is truly evolving. Battles of Legend Chapter 1 only mostly reminds everyone of Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 and how terrible that set was with its naming choice. This time, it's going to be a mashup of Battles of Legend sets Light's Revenge, Relentless Revenge, Hero's Revenge, and rounding out our quadrilogy, Armageddon. Those names took a bit of a Michael Bay turn on us, didn't they, huh? Shoutouts to 1998. We should send oil rig drillers to space instead of training astronauts. On topic, however, this set has reprints of such cards as Galaxy Ice Photon Lord, Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Michael Bay's hit 1998 film, and the Astral Language Utopia, which as it turns out did not receive a one-of-a-kind printing since here's printing number 2. The dice for this set will include monsters of Cyber Dragon, Judgment Dragon, and Stratos, and the community's reception to this at large has been, who fucking cares? But at least now the Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 sets that didn't sell at your locals will have these to accompany them on the shelves, further tricking people into thinking that, hey, they have Yu-Gi-Oh products here, but not really. They just weren't able to sell Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1. But they look pretty. And maybe, who knows, maybe this one will be different. Maybe the reprints will be great. The only thing I know is that I'm still not willing to spend 20 to 30 bucks for a copy of Magician Souls, because every deck I play it in, it's like, it's cute, but it's not $90 investment cute. The moral of this story, you can expect this set to come out on February 23rd of 2024, and that's about it. So now you know. And in the biggest piece of news this week, the new V-Jump promo card has been revealed, and this one's a new rescue monster. Yeah, the Rescue series, which historically has fallen into the camp of either insanely good in the meta or insanely irrelevant. This one is Hedgehog. Oh, look, he got hired. He was inspired after having been saved in the art of emerging emergency rescue, and now he's going to help save the others. This is the lore that we like to see, okay? This is why I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm 100% for that. Now it is a V-Jump promo, of which they've been on the scale of forgettable to fuck, how did they make this into a real card in terms of their playability? But if nothing else, the art makes it an immediate 20 out of 10, and its effect won't be revealed until August 7th. So until then, we just get to enjoy the beauty of nature here. God, little shovel ready to... I fucking love this. This is great. Also new to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! This past week were some changes to Master Duel, the official simulator for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. Among some quality of life changes added to the game at large, such as the ability to select and watch specific live duels instead of just joining one and hoping it's entertaining, or the easier way to access solo mode gates or sort them. All pretty solid ones, but there were some changes that drew some interest from the community at large, let's say. The first is a pretty simple one. It's a way to check the total attack of all monsters you control. Add it up quickly for you to see, do you have enough damage on board? You can just go ahead and click the button and hey, look at that. I have 8,400 damage. Cool. And the more contentious change was an add to the card Infinite Impermanence, which now, after having been used while set on the field, will cause the entire column to glow a slight green, indicating that it's been impermed. And because these are changes, that means some people now think that the game in its entirety is ruined, because anything different is inherently bad. Does making it clear that the column is impermed remove some amount of the technical challenges in the game and remembering what card you impermed in? I suppose, in a way. Playing into the imperm column is a lesson learned the hard way that has decided more games than I think we as a community would care to admit. But it is also the single funniest fucking thing to see when watching a duel. I don't mind it in the grand scheme, but the one thing I will say is that these changes do impact the divide between Master Duel and Paper Play, which is, in all honesty, the best goddamn segue I'm ever going to have in the history of this channel as we take a look at this week in community news. The reveals of Konami's shareholder meeting sparked a lot of discussion about the game at large, and especially in regard to Master Duel. Because if even the shareholders are commenting on it, there's a bit of a problem getting people to go from Master Duel into physical play. And with the newest changes to the game for a quick calc of damage, and a reminder of the imperm column, that's just another set of things that are not accurate between Master Duel and the TCG or OCG. Which wouldn't be the end of the world broadly, but so far as I know, you're not allowed to indicate what column has been impermed. You can't throw a die down or make a note of it in any capacity. The consensus from Konami is, if you want to remember the imperm column, get good, which I'm fine with broadly, but if we're going to cater to the new player experience in Master Duel, maybe allow something similar in the TCG, or if you're not going to allow that in paper, then don't allow it in Master Duel. Some cohesion might be good. Is that the right word? Doesn't matter, I said it. Konami's also made some changes to the rules that are different between the game and Master Duel, such as when the card is public information or not. Now, if I search something off a Stratos type monster and pass the turn, you're not allowed to confirm what it is I searched. But in Master Duel, the log's there. You can just look at it. And that's another just disconnect between the game and Master Duel, which you can look at MBT's video going over it quite beautifully, is a long list of differences between the two, not the least of which include Max C, the ban list differences, and the fact that there's nothing to prepare new players for hand traps, appropriately. There's a large swath of players who are being told to come check out the game with Blue Eyes again and play it and have fun, and what they're going to be faced with is fucking a Rise Hard, which just ruins their whole strategy more or less, because Blue Eyes loves their graveyard. It's an interesting debate. People have plenty of opinions on it. Again, check out MBT's video. He covers it more succinctly than I have here. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a complex game, and at current, they're not doing much to either advertise it appropriately or adapt players to its complexity. I love its complexity, but it definitely can be off-putting to new players. And if Yu-Gi-Oh! Wants new players, that is something that they're going to have to address in a more meaningful way than, hey guys, remember Blue Eyes? Don't worry, a Rise Heart's not a problem for you yet. Because it's gonna be. And if it's not a Rise Heart, it's gonna be something else. Something just tried to break into my room, my god. Still, the game isn't dying. This isn't the Yugi Boomer, Yugi Doomer conversation. YCS numbers are growing. I think the game's doing fine. I just think it can be improved upon. So by all means, let me know what your thoughts are. And let's move on to the last story, because the other stuff happened. Yeah, last up this past week had some lovely events in regards to Yugioh Omega, a simulator for the game that's not an official one, and we're about to cover exactly why that is. Seems this past week someone in a duel was using the chat feature, and then the opponent did that really cool gamer move of just dropping slurs, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is of course a game for children, and what else do you do in a game for children but use slurs? When this was brought up to the mods on the Omega official Discord so as to, punish the guy being a dick, the response was, we don't do that here, and Omega's stance is firmly that they do not moderate their chat, and people are to use it at their own risk. And apparently there's something to do with free speech, which, I get the broad sense of, you don't want echo chambers or whatever and free speech, rah. I'm not against that. I'm just more confused. That's a very macro level discussion about your micro level fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulator. Why do we need why do we need to let people throw hissy fits and drop slurs because they lost a card game? Why is that the key pillar of freedom of speech that we must uphold on the internet and hold sacred? Why is it always about people using the fucking N-word? I don't know. And I don't know if the team at Omega really knows, because apparently the guy in charge just blocking people on Twitter or whatever. It's a whole lot of nonsense. People brigaded it to be like, why won't you just punish someone for being a dick? I don't think it's oppressive censorship if someone's just being a dick and calling people names to be like, you're getting timed out for a minute. But apparently it is. So that's what's up with Omega. If you want to use it and get called names, you can still do that. That's very much a thing that can happen. Or if you're like me, you just saw House of Champs' tweet, and that was about all that really needed to be seen, I suppose, broadly. That's what's up in Omega world. Let's get on to sponsorship world. And moving on to positive things, thanks this week, as always, go to our sponsor, the LIFD Magnetic Display. The best way to support my channel currently, and the true Duelist-approved way to show off all your favorite cards. Like maybe your signed copies of your cards from your favorite voice actors or content creators. Maybe you also didn't have much to get signed at the NAWCQ and brought just spare copies of Perlili and then got Gage crush cards and Deceived to sign it. Maybe you're also in this situation. Why Perlili? Shut up. Consider that one, huh? The point of this story is, if you get them signed, you can put them on display. They do look pretty, regardless of their kind of out of left field nature. So if you want to put your signed cards on display too, go ahead and pick up one of these bad boys, and you can use my promo code YGOStrats15 to get 15% off, or have the discount apply automatically by clicking the link in the description of this video. Thanks to LIFD for the support as always, and of course, thank you for watching. And so that'll wrap it up for this week's update. As always, I'm your host, Craig Fee, and make sure you subscribe to YGO Strats for next week's update to impress your smoking Italian wife, and so you too can be a true duelist.